I was born into a very average family in the late 80s. We lived in a building with my father's family, and although we had a somewhat independent life, I often visited my grandparents. Sometimes I had breakfast with them and watched TV shows with my grandmother. Breakfast with her was especially sweet because she would put a heaping spoon of sugar in my tea, and I loved that sweetness, something my mother strongly disapproved of, insisting that too much sugar was harmful. At that time, my father worked in a small shop and came home for lunch. My mother and I would sometimes go to the bus stop to welcome him. On the way, we passed a street that, in my childhood, seemed endless. I was so eager to see my father and full of excitement, as if that street would never end. Later, when I grew older, it didn't seem nearly as long, and I always found that memory strangely remarkable. The best times for me back then were when my mother laid a small rug on the balcony. Sometimes I would sit there alone, sometimes with my cousin, playing with toy kitchenware. I could see the tall pine trees in front of the house. They were beautiful and majestic, giving the balcony a green, lovely atmosphere. They were so close that if we reached out, we could pick their pine cones. In short, life passed quietly until my grandmother fell ill. I loved her dearly, and seeing her suffer made me sad. My mother cared for her. My father took her to the doctor, and I was not happy that my sweet, colorful life had changed. Until suddenly, I noticed a new development.